Hey guys, it's Chocoholic LPS here.
You a hella cool cat, and I wanna get to know you better. Meow. What?
And today I am going to show you guys how to make some LPS clothes / props. Right here are some clips of what we'll be making, so if that looks like stuff that you might like, just keep on watching. Also, most of these things will be using the same materials, so you won't need to get too much, and you should have most of it just lying around in your house, hopefully. I know tons of people say that, but yeah, these things, I think most people will have them, and you don't need to have the exact things. Okay, yeah, I'm just rambling. Okay, onto the video. Ooh, yeah, let's go. Okay, what am I doing? I don't know. Okay, bye. Hey, voiceover me here. Anyway, but the first step is with your wire benders, you're going to want to bend the wire into a loop, and you're going to keep on doing that so it turns into a swirl, and it should look like this. Next, what you want to do is you're going to want to cut it, but leave a bit more than you need because we're going to bend it into a loop. Next, grab the wire for your actual necklace and make a loop at the end so the beads don't fall off. Next, thread them onto the wire, and you can also use some pliers or these wire benders like I am using. Now only put the beads on halfway so you can add the swirl that we made earlier. Next, you're just going to finish threading them onto the wire, and then you're going to cut the wire and leave a bit more than you need, and of course add a loop at the end so it doesn't all fall off. Next, all you need to do is bend it, and here is your necklace complete. This necklace is very similar to the last one. Instead of making the swirl, you thread the sequin onto the wire and try and bend it. I like to use wire benders though for this. Just try not to drop it. So you want to flatten it fully like this, and you can leave it like that, but I like to twirl it to give it a nicer effect. Also, try not to leave if you're showing someone how to do this. But here it is done, and now we're just going to cut it off, leaving some excess to make a loop. Now we repeat the process before with the loop, beads halfway, thread it on, another half of beads, cut it off and add a loop at the end, and make sure to bend it, and here it is complete. Also, here they are side by side. For the jacket, you want to grab a piece of material that can fit around the LPS's back, and I just left again, and touching the paws. Now when finding where to put the holes for the arms, you want to measure it about halfway through their arm. Then you want to fold it and do a little slit like this on both sides. Next, you want to fold it the other way and do another slit so the slits become a cross. And disclaimer, this is fake leather, please do not use real animal product. But here you can measure it on the pet, but I find that it makes the head less bobbly, so I cut a little sort of shape around here like this. Don't really know how to explain it, but it's just simple shape so the head can move well. And don't be afraid to mess around with it and cut some more stuff to make it look how you want it. And here is your jacket complete. You can basically do this with any material, so here's another example. This puffy fabric that I'm using, you do not have to use, you can use whatever fabric you want. But to measure it, you're going to measure it down to the feet and then hold it there with your fingers and cut it. This piece can be used for a bonus. I didn't like the length, so I'm just cutting the fabric a bit shorter. And just measuring it again. I'm making this a 2-layer dress, so I just laid the other fabric down to get an idea of how big I need this rectangle, and now I'm just cutting it out. And I measured it just to make sure. Next, I'm only going to glue the bottom of each piece together like this with the hot glue. I don't put glue everywhere, so it is still flexible. Next part with this elastic, you can ignore because it did not work for me, but if you are good with elastics, then yeah, sure, you can do this. But it was not working for me. Like, I don't know why, I just can't do it, and it was really loose. So I ended up cutting the elastic off, and I just got some blue tack and put it on these pieces of hot glue that were already dry, might I add, and it works a lot better for me. So here's the puffy dress slash skirt complete. This is the bonus I was talking about. So you're going to take this fabric, and it can be any fabric again, and you're going to sort of roll it up and put hot glue at the very bottom of it like this. Now you can keep it very puffy like this, but I decided to cut it to make it a bit smaller. I'm just like trimming around the edges, just like so it's not all the same and just looks nicer. You can trim it however you would like, and at the bottom I'm just adding a bit of hot glue. And just mess around with it until it looks how you want it. Maybe not that though. I know some people just like can't sew or don't like doing it, but trust me, this is very easy. You're going to thread string through the needle that's about 20 centimeters long, and you're going to tie a knot, preferably 3 so it doesn't come undone. Next, with the fabric of your choice, cut out a small rectangle. It doesn't have to be neat, and then you want to fold it, making sure the edges overlap. Next, from the back, you want to thread your needle through to the front in the middle, and then back to the back. Now you're going to pull it tight, and you want to wrap your thread around the middle as tight as you can, making sure you leave a bit left over so you can tie it off at the back, just like this with a simple knot. Next, just add some blue tack or whatever you use to stick it on the LPS at the back. Here's the bow and rose complete. We're not sewing this time, don't worry. Without failing like me, you're going to thread your sequins onto the needle. They can be beads as well if you want, but this needle is one you don't need again, and I just added hot glue onto it, and you can also paint it if you want like this one, but I have decided that I'm going to have a sword fight with myself. No, here it is actually done without it being painted. I know this is something most people know how to do, but I just added it anyway. So I've got some leftover cardboard, I'm just like cutting it, and I'm trying to make the camera focus as well. So I'm just gonna cut the table to the shape that I want it and make like the legs, I guess, flat and as even as possible. Now to stop it from drooping, I'm adding hot glue on the edges, just like this, and here's your table complete. Yeah, I don't know, it's sturdy there. You can also use it as a stage, like you'll see in a second. Here I'm showing off everything we made. So there's one of the necklaces. Also, if you couldn't tell, the table is the stage. I told you before. Yeah, so yeah, nothing else to say. I'll see you when I do the outro. Yeah, whoa, this is, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Okay, yeah, I'm just, voice over me is just gonna go now. Okay, yeah, bye. So I hope at least one of those was actually useful and doable if my camera skills are okay, and yeah, it's the first time I'm using like a proper camera to like sort of do like a DIY video, because I have made a DIY video like last year or the year before last year, I don't even know, and that was just with my iPad, so like it automatically focused. So sorry about some of the blurry parts. I hope you can understand it. Well, thank you so much for watching and putting up with my bad quality videos, and thank you so much. Bye. Love you. I don't wanna be your friend, I wanna kiss your lips. I wanna kiss you until I lose my... I'm not angry anymore, well, sometimes I am. I don't think badly of you, well, sometimes you a hella cool cat, and I wanna